Unknown 2 from this year's Unlimited Nationals in the US. I'll just go through the figures. Figure A, the Holland figure. That's a brutal, as hard as it gets, whack style figure. The sort of one that you're going to get probably 3 or 4 of in an unknown at the whack. Challenging bits are getting the rolls clean at the bottom of the P loop, and also having enough speed to get a good snap at the top of the P loop as well. So, ideal candidate for figure 1 with maximum speed to push up into. Figure 2, Jeff's figure, the layup Humpty with the snap. I don't think that'll cause too many problems for too many of the pilots. It's kind of a finesse feel figure, and most people will be pretty comfortable flying that. Figure 3, good to be back goodie, Thomas's figure. The stall turn with the negative snap on the down is basically an advanced figure, so it shouldn't cause any problems. Jim Burke's figure, the double Humpty with a full flick up, another genuine whack figure, and could cause some problems for some of the pilots. Figure E, the Gifford figure, another genuine whack figure, tough figure, and the sort of figure that requires a lot of speed to get a good flick at the top of the loop. I'm going to be practicing on both figure A and E, delaying the rudder and pitching more to try and give better definition for the flick. So it'll be good to see how that looks with my really great ground cameraman, that Derek Watson, who came out and gratefully he came and filmed the flight for me. So it gives me a good opportunity to see how my flicks are going with changing my technique up. Whacker's figure, the tail slide, I reckon you'll get 2 or 3 of these at the whack. They are a monster figure, highly unpredictable, and one that you're going to need to practice this a lot prior to going to any international comps. Gromai's figure, it looks benign, but the 1 1/4 is another roll up that it's easy to get lost or not actually get that on point. So that takes quite a bit of care. Figure H, which is Melissa's figure, that's basically an intermediate figure and should be flown clean and accurately. Aaron's figure, the P loop, another figure that should be flown well and shouldn't cause too many problems. And figure 10, the jury figure, with the spin and the roll in the opposite direction, just requires a bit of care to make sure you don't get your roll the same way as a spin or anything like that, and also just getting your positioning right. I chose sequence option C. I like the idea of getting 4 or 5 of the figures out of the way and then having a number of connectors up my sleeve later in the sequence when I'm starting to get tired to get a breather, and also I like the idea of the downward S figure into Whacker's tail slide. It gives me time to set up, have a break, and really position that and have the aeroplane ready for the tail slide. So I had great conditions, 8 knot easterly. This was my ideal opportunity to fly this thing well, based on the great conditions that I had. Here goes. Okay, I'm diving in from 3,000 feet, 140 indicated, throttle back a bit, solid wing waggles, and push out. I'm going to slow up a bit as I motor into the box, but I really want to push up at exactly the right spot, so I'm looking back over my head to push up right in front of the judges, which gratefully I have centered that nicely. The rolls up look pretty good. I probably pitched that too fast there for the snap. Didn't really float that. Could have floated that a little bit more. I didn't realise I had more speed than I had. 1 1/4 went great, and I sunk on the 1 3/4. That's tough, and that's the sort of figure that Rob flies beautifully. He does those rolls on the horizontal really nicely. Goody's figure, a bit knackered after Rob's figure, so I was hunting for that full roll on the up. And I'm running 2700 RPM, all because of Rob's figure, and my timing's out a little bit. I overcooked that snap just by about 5 or 10 degrees. Things motoring, box positioning at the moment is great. Into Melissa's figure, nice, no issues. You can have a break, a bit of a breather, push it over, set the line, have a good look at the box here. 1.5 was clean, push out, setting up for the push up 1.25. And I was about 100 metres off the upwind end of the box, which was great positioning. I was happy with that. 1.25 was bang on, looking at my tail camera. So far it's I was blown away. I was right on the performance line, so positioning wise it was great. Rolled down, no issues, lots of speed. Chased heaps of mumbo for Jimmy's figure because I wanted it for the snap, and I want to just get a good vertical line, hit the flick, draw nice long lines. Super happy with the flick, and because you're now on the y-axis, it's you could get lost. Happy with the Humpty. The 3/4 were good, and here I'm pulling up right on centre box, loving it. Quarter, 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 and then I cap into the spin. This is the benefit of having no pressure because it's not a comp, and I'm in a box that I'm intimately familiar with. So I'm certainly not discounting the pressures of flying in front of judges and in an unfamiliar box and staying in motel rooms and all of that stuff that makes life bloody hard as a competition pilot. No issues there. I could have held the vertical line. Well, I should have been. I was a bit positive before I hit the half roll. And going into the 8 of 8, nice stops, solid, well defined, giving the judges plenty of time to see it. Super happy with that. And then this is the big breather connector before I go into Wacker's tail slide. So I got plenty of time to position the aeroplane around the box, but because it was very little wind, I was already online anyway. So you don't need a heap of smash to go into this figure. It's just a 3/4 up snap. So past centre box there, just upwind, going for the flick here. Nice, super happy. It wasn't like a super fast flick, but it's not a judging criteria really. It was a nice flick, and it fell the right way. 3/4 roll. That's a slick roll. Nice stop. I like to see that. Now, here we go. We've got the breathers now. I'm downwind. I can quarter roll. I don't know why you do a stall turn, because at least here I can, come towards the judges a bit. I was getting a tad close. Or I can go away if I'm getting drifted with the wind. And now I'm coming in with going into Jeff's figure. No issues with the 2 of 8. A little bit soft finish for the 1.25. It's interesting to see how your fatigue starts to kick in a little bit later in the sequence when you start just doing lazy stops. Yeah, flick was good. It's hard. I was a bit close to the judges, and I think it looked like a 45 down on the first part, but it looked shallow on the video. But it certainly looked fine from in the cockpit, so it's a bit hard to tell off the video. Again, another connector. I got to have a breather. See, this is where you want the connectors towards the end of the sequence. Gives you plenty of time to set up. I made that top of that Humpty really tight because, again, I was getting close. I probably should have rolled the other way. I got plenty of time to set up for Aaron's figure. I was actually at the bottom end of the box on that after Jeff's figure. 2 of 2 was fine. Into Aaron's figure. P-loop. And that all seemed to go pretty nicely. And coming out of that, half roll is good. And just slightly under roll the 1.5, just a bit of laziness, bit of fatigue, I suppose, coming in there. Now going to the last figure, I wanted to do this right near the bottom of the box, and I have plenty of height, so which is, you know, a good problem to have instead of the other way around. So I came down here with heaps of smash for Gifford's figure. He loves this. This is a genuine whack figure too. And this is where I'm trying the Patrick Paris thing, you know, like push it around, set the nose high, and then try and have a bit of separation, really show the pitch for the flick. And yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with how that looked. Wobble stop, genuine flick though. You know, it didn't go around quick. But the problem is if you try and snap it super fast, it goes good from in the cockpit, but it almost looks blended and you don't see the pitch. So that was the sequence. I was super happy with it because I was just right in the box exactly where I wanted to be. So thanks for posting those sequences, and thanks to the IOC for putting the videos on Facebook. It made for a lot of inspiration to me. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did flying it. Cheers. Bye.